Hi, this is Sally with SallyCares. I'm just wanting to start off a new series of talks about getting the most out of your visit with your provider. So we're going to do a short video, and I would love for you to like, share, and subscribe this video if you think the content is something you can relate to, or if you know someone that would be benefited by this, please share. In going to see one of your providers, whether it's a nurse practitioner, one of your physicians, or your regular physician, going in prepared is going to get you the most information possible out of that time slot that they have reserved for you. I know that some of you go in thinking you're going to see one provider, and maybe you don't see that provider, and it might be somebody else in the office, which throws you a curve. Maybe somebody you've never seen before, which is difficult. But that's 2025 in the medical world, right? So we all know it. So what we have to do is be our own advocate, and we have to certainly go in prepared. So what I thought I would share with you is how to do your medication list, because I've seen plenty of people come into an office and have it written all their medicines on the back of an envelope, have them written on the back of their hand, not really, but pretty disorganized, and then arguments between the husband and wife, or the daughter and the mother, or something about, no, you don't take that anymore, I don't think. Well, maybe when did you stop taking it? Anyway, it gets real exciting. You want to have the right information, so if they're going to prescribe something new, they really know what you're taking. Some doctors will go so far as to say, bring all your medication bottles and your supplement bottles into your visit with you. I guess you could, but sometimes that requires a basket. I don't know. Some people have lots of medicines that they take. So here's my suggestion. Before you get ready to plan a visit, because everybody's got them written on their calendar, sit down and write out every medication that you're taking off the prescription bottle, and write down some specific information about this for your physician. If it becomes too complicated, take the bottles with you and forget it. But what I do with my patients is I have them write out, and I'm not sure how this will go, but we'll have some information below that you can either do a list like this, or if you want me to help you do your list, you can put a comment below, because I can do that. But we list the medication by name. We put down what the dose is, so how many milligrams it is and how many times a day you take it. We also write down the physician that prescribed it. Now, you'll see at the top that I usually have people put down their date of birth, their name, the pharmacy phone number, and whatever allergies that they have. This is really important because there are some offices where you can say, while the medical tech is putting the information in the computer, you just hand them your form. And then they're like, oh, yay, because they are now, these doctors' offices, they're getting to the point where their electronic medical records actually coincides with any pharmacy you've ever had a prescription filled at. So they'll start running down a list with you. Are you still taking this? Are you still taking that? And are you still on this antibiotic? And you're like, I haven't taken that for 2 years. Well, somehow, some way in our famous world of electronics, your name and number comes up with your date of birth, and it coincides with all these pharmacies you've ever had any medication prescribed and filled through, which is good in a way, because that way they can at least know that you've been on certain medications in your past, even if you never remembered doing that. It's also good for allergies. They'll acknowledge whether or not you had a reaction to something, but it's something you need to be aware of, because I think this all started, this is just Sally's opinion, when people were doctor shopping for different increases in medication or different prescriptions that they felt they could get another prescription filled, and they were trying to be kind of slick. Well, those days have been minimized, and I think that was part of the reason why the pharmacies did this in cooperation with the electronic medical records software. That's a mouthful. But anyway, when you're doing your list, it's really important for you to remember which doctor prescribed what, because you might not remember, especially if you see more than one doctor. The Other thing that I do with my patients is that when they have timed doses, like they take something 3 times a day or they take something twice a day, that they actually, when they fill their little medication compartments, and we've got another video that I did a long time ago that had information on actually labeling a medication box and how you could do that to sort your meds. So you could do it for a week at a time maybe and not have it be something you have to go into 5 different bottles every day. But I have them do something like this, which is like right now I have times here because some of my people have to take it at so many hours apart, like 5 hours apart, 4 hours apart, something like that. But exactly what they're putting in their boxes. So they know that when they fill their medication boxes, this is what it's supposed to look like. And that can be helpful because a lot of times it seems overwhelming when they have all these different bottles all over the place and they need to consolidate this into something that makes sense. So you have one form or one list that has everything, and then you have your cheat sheet when you fill out and put your medications in the organizational boxes that you have at home. So those are my suggestions for organizing medications. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. If I can help you out with anything, let me know. I am going to do more on this because we also have another thing that I do with some of my clients, which is a little more complicated, but very helpful when it comes to trying to remember why you take what you take, what it looks like, how big is the pill, what's the shape, all the things, because that can get complicated, especially when a pharmacy provider changes the kind of the supplier. So all of a sudden it went from an orange pill to a green pill, but it's the same medication, and that can really throw you off. So anyway, all that to say, it doesn't have to be as complicated as I'm making it sound, because it probably sounds, but this isn't complicated anyway. Have a great day. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you next time.